Bonjour mon amis! If you know me, you know that I adore cheese. But I don't think I truly realized just how delicious cheese can be until we moved to France. I also didn't realize just how many different types of cheeses there are. According to Wikipedia, there can be up to 350 to 450 different types of French cheeses, which are then grouped into 8 different categories. Within those 8 different categories, then there can be different varieties on top of that, which leads some people to believe that there are up to 1,000 different types of French cheeses. Now, obviously, and unfortunately, I can't try all of those cheeses, but I decided to make sort of a taste testing video, trying some different French cheeses that I've never had before and kind of giving my opinion of them. Obviously, I'm not an expert on cheese. I don't claim to be an expert, so it's just going to be more of me trying them and kind of just giving my opinion on what I think of them. So Whitney and I are going to head to the Bon Marché to pick up some different types of cheeses. And what is more French than pairing cheese with a delicious baguette? We're also going to stop on the way to a boulangerie that was awarded the best baguette for the year 2018. I cannot wait to sink my teeth into those delicious cheeses, so let's get to it. All right, so we have all of our cheeses that we got at the Bon Marché, and I made a pretty little board for it to be on. These 3 right here are all cow cheeses. So we have a Saint-Nectaire, a Maubière, and a Gogri. And then over here we have 2 goat cheeses, Croton de Chavignon, and then I'm not quite sure what this one is. It wasn't labeled, but I picked it because it's very moldy and I want to try a really moldy one. And then we have 2 sheep cheeses, the Oiseau Irati and the Pyrenees Brebis. And we also have some fresh figs, rosemary, and I got champagne to pair them with because just for the sake of the video, I didn't want to get multiple wines to pair with each one. I'm sure that each cheese can pair with a certain type of wine, but I just went with a Brut, which I think will pair with all of them pretty well. So let's get started.
All right, well, first things first, let's whet our appetite and get our mouth ready to experience these taste sensations.
Yes, salud.
So,
Okay, I want to reiterate the fact that I am in no way a cheese expert. I really don't know that much about cheese, so this is just mostly for fun and just trying different kinds that we haven't had before and just experiencing it together. So,
which one do you want to start with?
Let us try this one, which was the
Osso Irati.
Yes.
So we looked at the packaging and it said comped, but we bought it on the shelf and it said Osso Irati. So we are going to now figure out.
We'll see if our taste buds can detect if it's a comped or the lassi one. So. It tastes like comp to me.
Yeah, I think it's comped.
Bummer. That was the one I was really excited to try.
We always see it in the grocery store, so we thought we should just buy it and see what it's like.
Oh well, comped is really good too, so that's a good one that we always love anyway. So when we came here the first time before we were dating in 2015, we took a wine and cheese pairing class, I guess you would call it. And there is a proper way to eat cheese where you
put the cheese
in your mouth, as they would say here. And you kind of let it sit on your tongue, let it move around a little bit, and then you're supposed to exhale through your nose. And that kind of brings the aroma out more. So it's kind of fun to do that and see how it tastes different when you eat it like that compared to when you would just eat it normally. So.
Rather than just quick taking a big, huge bite and not thinking about the taste.
Yeah, really experiencing the flavors. And another good thing to do when you have cheese, especially this amount of cheeses, different types, is to have some dried fruit with it as well. Kind of just cleanses your palate a little bit. So.
I should mention that we are eating these cheeses with the best baguette in Paris 2018. It's called, Mona just took a lick of the best baguette. It's from Maison and Seti, which is interesting because that's actually a Tunisian bakery. So every year, the winner of the best baguette in Paris gets to bake baguettes for the French diplomats, the Élysée, at the French presidential palace. So it's interesting that this year it's a man from Tunisia that is not a local Parisian baking a baguette. So the baguette is judged on appearance. So let's take a look at this appearance.
It's pretty beautiful, I must say.
It looks flawless.
It was hard not to take a bite of it in the metro.
Yeah. And it's also rated on smell. Take a whiff.
Oh yes. Very good.
I can smell the yeast. The texture. I suppose we better eat this.
Look how it's so pretty on top too. Like it's very
ridged.
It's very pretty.
The texture and of course the flavor. So let's give this a whirl.
It's not nice and soft.
It's not so chewy like some baguettes can be.
No.
It's really good.
But yet the crust is nice and crusty. But the inside is very soft.
Apparently the baguette has to measure 55 to 70 centimeters and it has to weigh 250 to 300 grams. I mean, it's very precise and exact. And it has to contain the 4 ingredients: flour, water, yeast, and salt. And it can't have any preservatives. It can't ever have been frozen. It's very strict. And there were 15 judges this year and they had to test 181 baguettes. I don't know how they do it, because after a while I feel like they would all taste the same.
Exactly. Like I mentioned before, I don't think I realized until we moved here how delicious the cheese here can actually be. The other thing I didn't really know is how delicious butter is here as well. So Currently, we have a delicious butter that we got at the market the other day, and it's demi-sel, which is half salt, and you can actually crunch the grains of salt in it, and it's just, it's amazing. I love the butter here as much as I love the cheese here.
All right, next up on the list is the Mauvier. You can distinguish the Mauvier by its thin line in the middle.
Apparently has a strong flavor and a kind of a bitter aftertaste. So.
Yeah, it definitely tastes that aftertaste.
Whoa!
I like it though. Do you?
It's very creamy, which I like. I like the creamier cheeses, but this it's very strong. It's a very unique taste. I can't really place it.
You like strong cheeses though. Do you like this one?
I do, but it's that funny taste that I can't place. That not quite my favorite, but. Ooh. Ooh.
The casing is interesting.
The casing is very interesting too.
How would you describe the casing? It's like grainy.
It's grainy, yeah. It's not like sandy grain, but
like floury grainy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Weird. That one was interesting. I always see that one as well because it's so distinct with the black line.
The black line, yeah.
So the next one we're going to try is the
Bravy.
Bravy. And this one is a sheep cheese. Apparently it has pastoral hints and it's fruity and kind of nutty also.
From the Pyrenees Mountains of France.
Yes.
I tend to like the hard cheeses better than pure, and you like the soft cheeses.
Yep.
So I like this one. It's subtle.
It's very subtle. It's not very strong, which is kind of nice.
We found some jelly spreads, and they apparently go well with different cheeses. So we got this cherry spread that goes really well with gravy. So let's try it with that. You like it?
Yeah.
Makes it a little more exciting.
Yep.
Brings out the flavors.
This cheese kind of reminds me of Asiago a little bit.
Yeah, maybe that's
Maybe
why
the
I like
texture. I
it.
think it's maybe the texture that reminds me of Asiago.
So far that one's winning for me.
Yeah. So the next one we're going to try is the Gaugerie. And this one is a cow cheese. It's very soft, but it's very pungent. I smelled it as soon as I opened the packaging.
It says it's supposed to smell floral, but
it smells very...
It smells like a cheese cellar to me.
It reminds me of like metals.
Metals?
Yeah.
Reminds me of a cow farm.
Really? It's funny.
I can smell
But I like how the softness of it. So.
I don't know, it might be a little too farmy for me.
It's better than I thought it would be actually. When I opened it, I didn't think I was gonna like it because it had such a strong smell.
I'm gonna tone it down with some of that baguette.
But it's so creamy. I like that.
It does have a good texture.
I'm pleasantly surprised with that one.
Next in line is one of the goat cheeses, Croton de Chauvignon. I'm just pretending I know how to say it. I actually have no idea. It is apparently a goat cheese, and it's the most famous goat cheese in the Loire Valley.
It smells like a goat cheese. Whoa, whoa.
Did you get a strong bite?
I did. I think I'm used to the goat cheese that we get when we put it on beets.
Yeah.
So it's a soft goat cheese. This one is pretty strong, but it's good because I always love goat cheese.
We also got a jam. It's a white fig jam that's supposedly supposed to go really well with goat cheeses. So let's give this a whirl.
Okay.
Well, since we're on a goat cheese free, we might as well try the other goat cheese encrusted with mold.
The one that you're most probably scared to try.
Exactly. Take a small bit.
This is the one that I didn't know the name of because it didn't say on the packaging, it just said goat cheese. So we'll see what it's like.
It's a lot.
It's pretty light.
It's fluffier than the other goat
It is
cheese.
fluffy, that's a good word for it.
Not as dense.
And not very strong either, especially compared to the other goat cheese we just tried. I like that one, even though it's encrusted with mold, and now I have mold on my finger.
Yum.
Yum. Do we just have one left now?
Just one, and it is the Sanitaire. It's a cow cheese.
From Avignon. I'm also pretending I know how to speak French. It's old cheese. They've been making it since the 17th century. That kind of tastes like hazelnut due to where it's aged. Oh, it smells strong.
I totally get the hazelnut.
I do too. Whoa.
I like this one.
Mmm.
I'll get this one again.
That is very unique. Yum. I like that one too. But that one would be good with this cherry jam.
Ooh, good idea.
Yum. I like that one a lot. Pleasantly surprised with that one as well.
Which one wins the prize for you tonight?
Oh my goodness. I really loved the creamy one,
Yeah.
even though it was a really strong taste.
I think my favorite was the Brebis.
Yeah, that one was really good too.
Yeah.
I really liked all of them except Maubier.
Maubier.
That one I thought I would like more than I did. But... Well, so that was fun, trying different cheeses that we've never had before and sharing this experience with you. If you're ever in Paris, you'll have to try some of these delicious cheeses. I would also recommend one of our favorites is Camembert. We have that probably once a week. It is so good. Bake it in the oven for about 15 minutes and dip your baguette in it. Oh, it's to die for.
Yeah, put a little honey and champagne over it when you put it in the oven. Oh,
it's so good. And then Whitney really loves Comte. Well, I do too, but Whitney loves Comte and Beaufort. Those are harder cheeses.
But we didn't include those in this video because we wanted to try ones we've never tried before.
Yep.
So.
Exactly. Well, thank you for watching this and experiencing this with us, and cheers.
Cheers to y'all.
Awkward ending. Now that's easy.
I know, right? I'm excited to not be so proper.